Hello everyone and welcome to episode 118 of the TEW 2020 New Japan Pro Wrestling Series here on the channel, as it is the Wrestle Kingdom episode at Wrestle Kingdom 21 as far as our big show of the year, as always, Wrestle Kingdom of course, and this year will be no exception as far as we should have a tremendous main event with Konosuke Takeshita, the champion, looking to defend his title successfully against Hiromu Takahashi, and our co-main event tag team title matchup, Shotaro Ashino, Claudio Castagnoli, winners of the tag league taking on Zack Sabre Jr. and Walter, as well as we'll have Sonata in a title matchup. He is taking on Pac. That's going to be right before the co-main. We're also going to have the winner of the multi-man junior heavyweight scramble matchup, Chaz Gable, taking on Rey Fenix. U.S. title matchup, Miro versus Will Hobbs, Battle of the Beast, if you will, for the U.S. title. Women's title matchup, Io Shirai, challenger, taking on Utami Hayashishita, the champion. It's going to be a very fun women's title matchup there. And the Art of War match, of course, Juice Robinson versus Hiroshi Tanahashi in what will maybe be Tanahashi's final Wrestle Kingdom matchup. Junior heavyweight tag team title matchup, Francesca Akira and El Hiro del Airbender taking on the Velocities, of course, June London and Paris de Silva. And the Never Openweight title matchup, Tyler Black versus Kazuchika Okada. What a match that is to, kick off all the title matches, and then we'll have the New Japan Rumble, which the winner will take on the New Japan Strong Openweight champion, which will be, at this point, Hayato Tamura is the champion, as far as that will be on the horizon for that, as far as the Rumble. But before we get into that, we have two Road 2 shows to go through, and then we'll also run through the end of the year awards, all that fun stuff, as we'll be in the year 2027. Lord, as far as it, that seemed so far ahead in the future when we started in 2020. And now, as far as we're in the year 2024 here in real life, it doesn't seem that far away. Now, that's kind of weird, but with this show, as far as the first Road 2 show, we're already here. I haven't picked a venue, so we'll go ahead and do that. As far as, we definitely don't want to run Kanto. Trying to think where it should go, because, yeah, right now, I mean, the business is booming. Wrestling industry's 92 economies rising as well. It's looking good. It's looking like it's going to be a very successful show that I'm super excited to see, as far as that Wrestle Kingdom, see how it runs, and whatnot. As for, we have some backstage incident, actually, to look at. Couple of them, and Satoshi Kojima passing on microphone work to Hayato Tamura, then Masahiro Chono passing on psychology tips to Kuma Maya. So, as far as our main event, it's a good question as far as what that should be. We have two matches specifically that we kind of have in mind. House of Black versus Koji Kamai, which that will be Tyler Black, of course, Shane Strickland, Hayato Jr. Fujita taking on Kazuchika Okada, Yoshihashi, and Koji Kamai, and Yo. As far as for Koji Kamai, they will lose. Here's Tyler Black's going to get the win over Yoshihashi. I don't think it's going to be the main. I think we're going to go with the House of Torture Order Destruction matchup, as it will be Brody King and Miro taking on Will Hobbs and Calvin Tankman. Big matchup there, as far as Calvin Tankman beating Brody King. So a nice win for the Order of Destruction. Yeah, we'll swap that out. And then we'll, it's kind of weird. The next matchup probably be Tanahashi Kushida and Nakamura, Kingdom of Strong Style, taking on the Peace 11 War team of Juice Robinson, Alex Coughlin, and Caveman Ook, as Tanahashi is going to get the win. It's all about the ace, and his kind of big return here. Maybe not big return, but as far as the first time we have seen him since, that would be Power Struggle. So, about a full-on month or so of, rehabbing and recovering after the crazy beatdown he took from Juice Robinson. So I'm glad we were able to keep him off the tour and whatnot for at least a couple of weeks. Actually, almost a full 2 months, so I'm really pleased with that. But Tanahashi wins in that matchup. Then we'll have Io Shirai and Kariojo, of course, 2/3 of the Triple Talent Tandem, taking on Queen's Quest of Utami Hayashishita and Saya Kamatani, as Io Shirai will get the win over Kamatani going into her title matchup, of course. We'll have the Great Okan and Josh Alexander taking on the Dark Order team of Evil and John Silver. Just a little undercard matchup here, nothing too crazy, as Okan will be beating John Silver. In the Young Lion matchup, Leona Fujinami beating Oscar Libu, as far as, of course, Fujinami will be getting the win there. Pretty straightforward stuff, kind of the top 4 matches, building the Wrestle Kingdom undercard is just there as an undercard, getting those guys on the tour, and, having a Young Lion matchup, so it's pretty straightforward stuff, with this Road 2 show is Fujinami getting the win, the double under suplex in 10:01, as, he's 60 there, Oscar off his game a little bit, so not a great performance from him, unfortunately. Okan and Alexander beating the evil John Silver team is, John Silver, worst guy in the match, takes the fall here to Okan's Cobra Clutch, which makes sense. 74 for Io Shirai and Kata Yojo against Utami Aishi Sensaya Kamatani as the Io Shirai at the Cloverleaf in 10:21. It's a nice win for her. 75 for the Trios matchup as of course, the babyface team, if you will, Tanahashi, Kushida, Nakamura beating Peace, Love, and War, High Fly Flow on to Caveman Oog, almost the 50-year-old man going to the top rope. You'll love to see it. And 79 for the co-main. I'm actually surprised it did as well as it did, because just with Yoshihashi and Yo, Shane Strickland's kind of crazy. Yo is better than Shane Strickland here. I know Shane was really off his game, but to have Swerve be worse than Yo is kind of crazy. Okada, though, best, him and, of course, Tyler Black, best guys of the match, really no surprise there. In our main event, in 81, Miro, Brody King losing to Calvin Tankman and Will Hobbs. Damn near even, almost, just as far as Miro and Brody King, just a point or 2 difference. Yeah, actually, just a point difference between the two teams. Doomsday plunge from Tankman over Brody King. That Miro Will Hobbs matchup, those 2 beefy men going to be battling out there on the Wrestle Kingdom show. So the first day of the, at least the Road 2 stuff, went over really well. Now for the next day, basically the matches you didn't see get built up. So, the heavyweight title matchup, the Intercontinental title matchups, as far as, Pac and Sonata and Hiromu and Konosuke Takeshi, you'll be seeing multi-man matches there. Probably, I think there's a trios match, maybe even 8-man, between United Empire and the Suzuki-gun team. I'm trying to think what else. Maybe a junior heavyweight title build up there as far as for that matchup. But as far as on to day 2, we go. Alrighty, day 2 is of course, our backstage incident. Dom Marcotte, this is Bravo versus Court, accused of lying about stuff all the time, bumming house out, just being a Debbie Downer. Can't be a Debbie Downer going into the new year. Nakamura found him guilty and sends the shut up or cheer up on my drinks after the show. Alrighty. We also, as far as the build up to the Tanahashi and Juice match some more, with the Golden Ace matchup against Juice Robinson and Alex Coughlin. So draw here, double count out, Tanahashi and Juice brawling into the crowd and throughout the arena with that one. Bomb Squad versus Diamond K, of course, to build up to the main event. It's good to catch that beats Roosh, so a huge win for the heavyweight champion going into his title matchup with Hiromu. The Suzuki-gun matchup with United Empire. As Shino getting the win over Volter. So the challengers beating the champions here going into the Wrestle Kingdom show. That's a huge win. And then we also have Coughlin Connors as they're taking on the Time Splitters. So Clark Connors back. And he still is not 100%. Well, no, never mind. He has kicked the habit. Thank God. Good for him. It's all that hard work. Now, unfortunately, he's going to lose in his return, which is not great, but he's going to be rusty, so that we can kind of play into that. And here's the Gory Bastards versus Sonata and Tomoya Tom Ford. Moxley beating Tomoya Tom Ford. Kind of crazy. Moxley's not on that show. We'll probably have him on the Rumble, rather. So that's just kind of why, as far as just kind of reasoning for him. Brody King also will be beating Oscar here, so back-to-back nights for Brody. Didn't mean to hit that. But yeah, there's also, as far as for John, he had, him and Shota Umino, they had their title matchup at this last show here, yes, against Brody Lee and Black Taurus, since they beat him during the Tag League to end out, the final kind of New Japan Strong of the year 2026, which, actually, no, that was the actual finals itself. That's what we were going to plan on doing. I forgot we changed it to make it the actual finals. So really with them, I'm not entirely sure what we want to do. I think we will maybe go Sombra and Shingo Might change it up as far as for them. Hell, we might just have that match be a part of the show. At this rate, we definitely could get away with it. 11 matches would be a lot, but I think we could definitely do it. But as far as trying to think, Tamura, that's right, Tamura had the title matchup. That was the final. It was him and Roddy, because Roddy beat him was the last guy to beat him, singles competition. So, for him, well, actually, it'd be Pac, but, before that, and then, the Sonata, which, as far as those guys, obviously champions. So, still kind of crazy to think he beat Hiromu off of a, interference from Konosuke Takeshita, but just as far as how his kind of Wrestle Kingdom might play out is very, very interesting. That is for sure. We could have maybe penciled him in as the main, as a triple threat to do something different for the first time, but I felt like that was a little too gimmicky. We're just going to pick a venue, and then we're good to go for day 2, our last show of 2026. And then we'll be, of course, heading to Wrestle Kingdom. But also, too, before we get there, we'll run through the awards and all that fun jazz. I'm trying to think. Oh, yeah, definitely not. Can't tell. There we go. 2,000 people. Because I don't think there's a 3,000. There's a 4. Oh, no, there is. Never mind. That will work for us. Perfect. Let's run it. It's 59 for the opener, as far as Brody King with the Gonzo Bomb over Oscar. Almost the same exact thing happened on the last fucking show. That's kind of crazy. The Young Lion being off their game in their matchup. So, Clark Connors being rusty, we knew he was going to be pretty bad. But Coughlin and Connors, of course, they have the chemistry boost to help out Coughlin at least. But yeah, he takes the loss to the Kushida lock. I think it was a good call there to run that. 80 for the Gory Bastards against Sonata and Tomoya Tom Ford. Moxley and Pac getting the win. No surprise, they were the better team. Pac with an 88, that was kind of crazy, especially with the great chemistry boost. Death Rider for Moxley over Tomoya Tom Ford. 81 for Golden Ace and Juice and Coughlin, which I just now realized we double booked Coughlin, because it was supposed to be Juice and either Cavanero. Yeah, I think it was going to be Cavanero. So that's just great. But, that's what we get as far as not fully being locked in. As the 84 for the main event, Suzuki-gun United Empire. Or no, not the main event, excuse me, it's the co-main event. Hell of a match, though. As far as the 84, Zack and Volter 81, 78 for Ashino, 77 for Lee Moriarty, and then Claudio Castagnoli only with a 69, and Takanori Ito rounding it up with a 63. Not a bad match at all. So, yeah, Ashino went with the ankle lock. 88 for our main event. Diamond Gay, Bomb Squad, Konosuke Takeshita pinning Roosh, have the German suplex. 88 for Hiromu, 82 for Konosuke Takeshita. Hell of a match there, obviously. And, Kenta's going to be, of course, him and Kota Umeda, with Katsuhiko Nakajima will be on the New Year's Dash show for the Gauntlet. Of course, the 11.6-man titles. So that's their plan as far as for Wrestle Kingdom Week. And there we go. We're all set. Final show of 2026 in the books. And now on to the awards and to see how the Power 500 rankings and all that fun jazz, to see how it all is looking as another year in the books. On to the awards we go. Alrighty, so as you can see, back-to-back years of Wrestler of the Year winning for La Sombra. I would say full-on New Japan, as far as having... He signed in March, so I'm going to take credit as a New Japan guy winning the award, which that's the first time. I think the last guy was Hiromu? I could be wrong on that. We'll take a look once we go through the actual page here. As far as Company of the Year, no surprise, it's us, New Japan. As I think we've won that award like every year. Team of the Year, Zack Sabre Jr. and Volter, which, no surprise, they were booked quite strongly, and definitely one of the best teams of the year. Another award that we have won a good bit of. Match of the Year was from United Empire vs. Jay White and Mura at Fantastica Mania. Huh. Do not remember that match at all. Assuming it was a tag team title matchup, I hope it was. At least Show of the Year, Autumn Attack. But yeah, that Autumn Attack show was pretty awesome. Young Wrestler of the Year, Joe Nelson, fucking Kid Lycos 2, as he's been the Fed. Oh my god. It's just been him and Roman from January to August, they've been at least having once a month, damn near. Literally, besides October and besides December, he had a match with Roman. this is just sums up why the AI is just god awful in this. That is embarrassing. Embarrassing. No wonder he was so good as the Young Wrestler of the Year, Veteran of the Year, Mr. Devitt, Fergal, Devitt, oh Fergie. As far as 45, it's kind of crazy to think he's that old at that time, but still doing well. MGF and him had a title matchup to end out the year, looks like, on SmackDown. It's kind of wild to think that even at 45 years old, he's still a top guy in the world. Female Wrestler of the Year was Bayley. Most improved, hey, GC Dub. GC Dub, as yeah, that is a property of ours. That listen, they've been booked quite well. I will say that they've improved a lot. Things are on the up for GCW. Independent Wrestler of the Year, Alex Vega. Manager of the Year, ODB. Announcer of the Year, Dasha Gonzalez. Color commentators, Bull Nakano. So both women and both women that we have employed. So that's cool. Brian Gorey's the Referee of the Year. Yeah, that's all the, at least the year awards for 2026. So yeah, Sombra did win it last year. Then it was Elias. Then Hiromu. So yeah, kind of crazy to think the entire save, only Hiromu and Sombra have won it as a part of New Japan. It's kind of wild. Tag Team of the Year. Yeah, we've won it every year besides 2022 and 2020. Other than that, it's been us. So that's a good sign. At least shows you how great our tag division has been booked. Of course, Young Wrestler of the Year, which we, with Dante Martin, of course, as far as he's still under the Angel Dorada name, and Hook, Dragon Bane, Blue Panther Jr., I believe we had signed at that time. We could probably take a look. 2021, I believe. Or was it 2022? No, looks like we didn't sign CMLL at that time. Huh. There you go. Oh, it's 2021. Yeah, and then Sanson, of course, CMLL. Yeah, Devitt. I remember Orton won it last year, yeah, and Nakamura won it in 2023, which I believe that was the year we signed him back. Yes, so that was ours. Then female, which obviously we might have a chance of winning now that we've been booking Joe Truesdale for the past couple of years. Yeah, independent. Yeah, we've been the company of the year since 2022. No surprise there. Yeah, most approved. And yeah, and our first match of the year, literally ever. So that's huge. Shout out us as far as getting a 99 on the board. We've had the card of the year pretty much every time besides 2020 and 2021 as well. Back-to-back years for Autumn Attack, though. So shout out Autumn Attack. Having just great shows. And yeah, Dasha won it last year. I thought she did. And Bull Nakano got it back from Ogawa. Referee, yeah, Brian Gorey's won it a couple of years now. Yeah, that's as far as that's the awards. As far as with the, trying to think, yeah, probably just go into Power 500. Yeah, it's Sombra. Then Zack Virginia Volter. Oh, looks like we had it on New Japan. I had a feeling that might happen, but still, that was as far as that was what we'll go with Annie. Also, Devitt was fourth. And Kenta, Pete Dunne, Hiromu, Punk, Dragon Lee, Omega. Of course, he's part of the Fed now. Pete Dunne having title matches on Raw. Gargano, Claudio, Galloway, Bayley in the top 15. That's kind of shocking. Ashino, Rollins, Tyler Black. He was 18th last year, 16th this year. Ray Phoenix, Shingo Takagi at 18. That's kind of shocking, honestly, that he's that high. He was 81st last year. I figured that'd be around where he was this year. Sonata at 19. Konosuke Takeshita, 20th. Kind of surprised he's not a little higher. As far as Sasha Banks, 21st. Becky, 22nd. So I believe that's our highest woman we have, which is no surprise since she's basically worked for the WWE pretty much the whole time. Roosh at 23, jumped up from 95. Cedric Alexander, man who should not be named. Buddy Murphy, Mustafa Ali, Tamura, 28, 29 from Moxley. Shirai, 30. Braun, 31. Ibushi, still in the top 50s. That's kind of crazy. MJF at 33. Kofi, still, because Kofi's got to be up there too in age. He's got to be 45, I'd say. He's about the same age as Devitt. Hobbs, Nakamura, Gresham at 37, and Makabe 38. There's Roman. 40 for Keith Lee. Serena Deeb. Oh, wow. I'm surprised. She went back to WWE. That's right. That's why she's so high. Orton is still... It's kind of crazy to think he's still working at 46. And that's kind of crazy to think he's been in just kind of the limelight in that... And just has been on television... Gosh, from 2002? Like, it's a long time to be in the public eye like that and still working like he is. Ricochet, 43rd. Nakajima in the top 50s. Wow, that's kind of crazy as well. But yeah, he took a big leap joining us. Oh my god, as far as Marcellus Black, that's kind of wild to think he's doing so well for himself. Okada, 46. I don't remember him being not even in the top 50 last year. Woods at 47. Elias, 48. He dropped way out after 8th. And of course, he was the Wrestler of the Year at one time, which was still shocking to think. Miz and Morrison, which they just were in tag matches with each other. That's got to be embarrassing. Cody Umeda, jumping up from 274 to 51st. Austin Theory. There's Angel De Oro. I'm also shocked that he's ranked as highly as... Wow, he's doing really well for himself in AAA. Good for him. And then Nebede Roja, as far as, of course, he's doing well for AAA as well. Takuya Nomura, 55. Jay White, 56. Big E, 57. Oh, Power E in another lifetime. That seems like that was forever ago. When was the last time we used? Was that 2022? Oh, it was 2021. Wow. Yeah, then, Ghani was in 2022. And, yeah, obviously hasn't left since. So we don't really need him. Bushi, somehow getting ranked pretty high. At 58, 59 for Dorado. 60 for Shota Umino. Abe with a 61. Uso, 62, 63. Kalisto, 64. Tanahashi, 65. Wow. 66 for Gunner. 67 for Stigma. Roddy, 67, or 68. Flamita, 69. Wow, I'm surprised Miro's rated higher. Cesar Bona, wow. 71st, that's kind of wild. Naito, 72nd. I feel like that's a bit of a disservice, to be honest. He probably should be a little bit higher. Daichi Hashimoto was 73rd. Didn't even place last year, and now he's one of the top 100 wrestlers in the world. Really no surprise with how we've booked him. Kachihiro, 74th. Wow, CMLL got nobody, huh? Caristico, 75th. Mia Yim, 76th. Takanori Ito didn't even place last year, now 77th. Penta L0M, of course, Pentagon Jr., 79th. Was gone for a hot minute with rehab and whatnot, and came back in November. Sam Shaw, 80th. Kingston, 81st. Vikingo, 82nd. O'Reilly, 83rd. Phantasm, wow, he's the top CMLA guy we have. As far as, yeah, he's doing very well for himself. Good shit. Good shit. Him and Dorado having some great matches. Queretaro, as far as 85th. Sanson, 86th. So, yeah, just all of... And then Calvin Tankman, 87. Well, just a couple of points back. Also, another rehab stint for him. Psycho Clown. Which, yeah, I forgot we signed Psycho Clown to CMLL. Stole him away from AAA. Ronda, 89th. 90th for Kawado. Sabrino Jr. doing well for himself in CMLL. As far as 91st. Okan, 92nd. Bliss, and 93. Jake Atlas, 94. Mystico, which, that'd be, what, Dragon Lee? Is that OG Dragon Lee? Is that the second? Yeah, it's the second Mystico. Yes. Leo Rush, 96. Laredo Kid, 97th. Another man we signed from AAA. I've been waiting to bring in Laredo Kid for us, because I do like Laredo Kid. Just hasn't really worked out as far as timing-wise, so he's just been in CMLL, which that fits him more so than anything anyways. Villano 3 Jr., as far as he's doing very well for himself. Obviously, the Villano family heritage as far as just long line of performers throughout Mexico. He's doing well for himself in AAA. Drew London, number 100. Brody Lee, 101. Jordan Oliver, 102. Juice, 103. Isaiah Kennedy, higher than... well, he's working Evolve and Chikara. It's funny seeing both those companies just doing anything in the year 2027. Samoa Joe, 105. Armas, 106. Ultimo Guerrero, how is he still working? About to say Ultimo Guerrero's way up there in age, 54. Kento Miyahara, 108. Kushida, 109. Superfly, 110. Fucking Dash. Whoa, I forgot that he signed back. Wow, I'm surprised they've kept her. Brody King at 113. Atlantis Jr., Shane Hayes. Mecha Wolf. El Coyote, doing well for CMLL. Did they have... I thought we already saw a Quintero. Is there a dupe that I'm just now seeing? Oh, there is a dupe. Oh, shit. we have to do some, got some explaining to do. We'll probably, have to see which one we should get rid of. Nick Jackson, Francesco, Moriarty, Dynamic Black, Punishment Martinez, of course, Damian Priest, Sanjay Dutt, still working. He was working for WWE, which is kind of crazy, and now he's worked a little bit for PWG. That's a little bit more his speed. Hoovy is still getting ranked. That's wild. Yeah, Hoovy's got to be in his 50s here. He's the Mega Champ. My God, his brawling is in the single digits. Same thing for Ariel. Oh my God. Somebody get Hoovy some health. Magnus. And Biff, Coughlin. Yeah, I think everyone gets it. Yeah, there's Cena, 134. He's still working as old Juan Cena in CMLL. Very surprised. Tommy End. Dragon Rojo Jr. Mayu Iwatani. Kuma. Jinzo. There's Yota Tsuji. Yeah, you guys get it, though, at this point. El Chad, I'm surprised he's not higher. He was 38th. Now he's 157. He's going to be a lot higher this year, I think. Hey, Black Taurus, 170. Hey, yeah, you guys get it. Cody Hall is doing stuff. That's embarrassing. Just working all Japan. Poor Kento Miyahara. Well, there's our Archangel Daveno. Doing well for himself. Yeah. Yeah, but that's the year of 2026 in a nutshell. Nice that AAA's doing well. That makes me happy. But yeah, now on to what we all came to see. Wrestle Kingdom 21. Alrighty, so I was afraid on how this would do if it was not set as the pre-show match. So we went with it being the pre-show match. As the final four of the New Japan Rumble comes down to Jay White, La Sombra, Ryu Lee, and Jon Moxley. And the final elimination being Jay White. So the idea here, Sombra being the Iron Man in the match, kind of lasts a good long while, and as far as for Moxley, kind of comes in towards the end. Jay White, same thing. O'Reilly, a little bit in the middle, as far as for this. But, yeah, I mean, this is, the New Japan Rumble. Had Barbaro Cabanero, Black Taurus, Brody King, Burberry Baba, Calvin Tankman, Drew Gulak, Evil, Fred Yehi, Kawado, Jay White, Kuroshio, Moxley, of course, Jonathan Gresham, Josh Alexander, Kota Ibushi, Kushida, Sombra, of course, Lee Moriarty, Leona Fujinami, Pentagon Jr., Ryu Lee, Shingo Takagi, Shinsuke Nakamura, Takanori Ito, Takuya Nomura, Tetsuya Endo, Tetsuya Naito, the Great Okanyo Tsuji, and Yui Uemura. So a pretty stacked, actually, New Japan Rumble when you think about it. A lot of former heavyweight champions involved. And with that win, Jon Moxley has, secured himself a New Japan Strong Openweight title matchup for the New Beginning Tour. As far as if it's going to be in the U.S., it's probably going to be in the U.S., so I'm just kind of thinking ahead with that one. But, yeah, Moxley is your winner of the New Japan Rumble. So the actual start of the show is a 99 with Kazuchika Okada beating Tyler Black. So he does, in fact, beat Tyler Black here. Wins with the Hydro Bomb. What a win for Kazuchika Okada, first of all, to win with this, Hanju Bomb and to win and beat Tyler Black is pretty awesome to think. So what a win, and what a start to Wrestle Kingdom 21. It's an 80 for the, we had to have a Seal the Show matchup, so we knew we were going to get an 80 at some point on the show. What a match, though, for the Velocities and Francesco Akira and El Hiero de la Amateur, as they're going to retain their championship as well. Their 5th defense. What a run has this been for the Velocities. What a great matchup, though, for Paris de Silva, Drew London, and for El Hiero del Airbender, who is still off his game. We'll take the 80. 81 for Juice and Tanahashi. With this one, I want them, I want them to go crazy. I want them to go, up the ramp near the top of the stage. When them come back in the ring, I want them to go all over the place. The final match for Tanahashi, presumably, as far as for this one, we won't know for certain. I'm sure, for Tanahashi, though, does not beat the 10 count. We're going to have it be a super Pulp Friction, which is kind of crazy to think. Basically, the setup for that is it's from the middle rope, where, as far as, it's a little bit convoluted, because Juice has got to stand on, kind of the one side of the middle rope, while obviously Tanahashi is on the other side. But I think they could, it would take a lot of, it would probably be, honestly, maybe the easiest way to do it is if Tanahashi's on the top, and then Juice is on the middle rope, maybe just for kind of the sake of having enough space for that to work. Either way, Super Pulp Friction gets the win for Juice Robinson over Tanahashi. We'll even say through a table. Why not? Let's make it even more of a more impactful move. So Super Pulp Friction through some tables. Juice wins it in 23-17. That is Juice's really first big win at Wrestle Kingdom in really a long time, to think about it. He lost to Okada. He's lost a couple of big-time matches in the save. And as far as, pre-save, of course, he had the Cody match, which he lost. Thinking he lost. Now I'm thinking he won. But no, I think he lost. I just remember the, as far as it not being the greatest of matches. With him and Cody. As far as then, really the biggest kind of accolade for him at a Wrestle Kingdom was probably winning the tag team title matchup with Dave Finlay Jr. So to have him beat Tanahashi, and presumably his final match too, is a huge deal. Huge deal for sure for Juice. And he puts the old man in his place. Sends him to the retirement home, potentially. There as Io Shirai beats Utami Hayashishita, as I forgot to fucking put the women's title on the line for this one. That is embarrassing. Let's go ahead. And, as I saw that, Io Shirai had an 88 in that match. So that's nice. But yeah, we'll just, to save continuity, we'll just go ahead and put it on the post-show. Just make it a minute. And so, yeah, we're gonna include people that booked. Shirai. Tamahashi. So that way, the belt will change hands. How embarrassing. Oh. And so we'll just put a dot. Io getting the win. There we go. Alrighty, so back to the card. Miro, Will Hobbs. Miro comes up short against Will Hobbs. And, as far as I just now realized, I probably had 2 Steal the Show matches. So yeah, that was a bit of an oversight. I was thinking we gave that junior tag team title matchup more time, but I remembered this originally was going to have a lot more time, and I switched it. Yeah, I probably should have stuck with that. Have this be the Steal the Show. Have the tag match be a little bit longer. I just forgot to change it. Unfortunate there. But yeah, 3 defenses for Will Hobbs as he successfully defends his title. Does get outperformed. But, again, Will Hobbs just felt like he didn't need to drop the belt here to Miro, and it's a fun match, though. 85 for the junior heavyweight title matchup as Chaz Gable wins it for Suzuki-gun, beating Ray Phoenix. New junior heavyweight champion, surprised the lack of psychology here, but this is a fun match to see. Ray Phoenix is a 90, Gable is an 82. An 85, though, so this is kind of, so far, nothing's come close to the opener. And the Intercontinental title matchup with an 88. That is shocking. Pac beats Sonata with the 450 in 26-25. So we have a new junior heavyweight champion, new Intercontinental champion here. And now we'll go into the co-main. This is the 99. As the IWGP Tag Team titles do not change hands for the fourth defense. Zack Sabre Jr. and Volter beat Chitoro Shino and Claudio Castagnoli. What a run. I mean, this United Empire squad has just been a fucking wrecking force in the tag team division. They were the best tag team of 2026, and they're looking to be the best tag team of 2027. And our main event, it's a 99 as well. Hiromu Takahashi, Konosuke Takeshita, Hiromu with the time bomb in 26-31. Probably could have gave it a little bit more time with it being the main event, but what a win. As far as Hiromu beating Diamond K's heavyweight champion, they still have, of course, the Never Openweight 6-man tag team titles, but we'll find out as far as how that matchup will take place, as far as the gauntlet matchup with the New Year Dash show. And hey, we get 100 for the show. Nice to see that. So, I mean, kind of a funny little show how it worked out. The opener was exactly what we needed to kick off the show with an absolute banger. Tag team title matchup, the junior heavyweight tag team title matchup, should have gave that a little bit more time. It would have been better. Juice Tanahashi match, just Tanahashi can't have a great match anymore, but a fun match nonetheless, and Tanahashi's presumably, his last match. As far as Io Shirai and Utami Hayashishita, what was supposed to be for the women's title, that 83, but now, unfortunately, it's only a 60, because we fucked it up. Hams and Miro, just title matchup, again, that was going to be the Steal of the Show matchup. That was supposed to be the only AD involved. And the last four matches got better and better throughout the night. We have a great main and co-main, and we get the 100 show. Nothing more you can really say as far as how that show went with Hiromu. As far as the Bomb Squad back on top with him. As far as Hiromu winning the G1 and winning the heavyweight title from Konosuke Takeshita. Poor Takeshita, as far as had the big time main event. Again, back-to-back main events for him. And as for him to fall short here, it's a tough break. Very, very tough to see that. As for United Empire, though, Zack Sabre Jr. and Volter, still a tremendous team. I can't believe the Pacs in the Honor match didn't deliver as highly as I thought it would. But, trying to think what else. Let's put over Tyler Black. He had a great match with Okada and Wrestle Kingdom 21 in the books. And now, we go to the New Year Dash show for the gauntlet matchup for the Never Openweight 6-man tag team titles. Alrighty, so before, oh my god, before the show, as we have Harold announcing that he has, in fact, announcing that Hiroshi Tanahashi's retirement show, the final show, the solo act, the final act for the Ace, is basically, it'd be in a couple of days for this. It'd be I believe, Sunday of week 1. Might be even Saturday, week 2, now I'm thinking about it. Either way, as far as it's a week or a couple days away, so the announcement as far as his retirement show, he's gotten word, after the Art of War match, the writing has been on the wall for him, and he put it all out there, he left it all out at the biggest stage, came up short, and I think for him it was the time that, time has come. Father Time's undefeated. He couldn't do what he used to do on that big time stage. So as far as the announcement of that, so that's, I don't think you guys will see that show just because it's not really going to be that important, but what's going to happen is after his final match and they give the whole, the big farewell, it will be announced that Hiroshi Tanahashi is the new president of New Japan Pro Wrestling. So, listen, I think it's about time we steal back from what New Japan's doing in real life, and I think that's a good call, to have Tanahashi be the new president. Obviously with us, the Harold Mage, because that's the idea, taking over him, because, that's who was the boss at the time, at March of 2020, so it's kind of crazy to think that obviously he would not be the president for that long, and now to think that Tanahashi, we have no idea how long his presidential reign is going on. When we started this save, never in a million years would I have thought he would have been the president of New Japan within the next couple of years, and that's where we're at. So just a little taken from real life New Japan there, with him announcing that it's not announced here. It would be announced at the end of his retirement show that he's the new ace, or the new ace. He's the new president. So for the Gauntlet matchup, it starts off with, speaking of the man that was a part of the Art of War matchup, Juice Robinson, as far as with Alex Coughlin and Clark Connors, taking on the United Empire of the Great O'Khan, Josh Alexander and Corey Jarvis technical masterclass matchup, which Juice wins with a Pulp Friction over Corey Jarvis. Yeah, I mean, at least Juice outperformed Jarvis, but it was pretty close. I mean, it couldn't win either way. It was only a couple point difference. Actually, I believe it was 2-point difference for the Peace, Love, and War team, so they get the first win. Next comes Dark Order, which will be Brody Lee, Black Taurus, and Evil. They come up short. Is Alex Coughlin wins the STF in 9:51. So tough loss for Dark Order. So that's 2 straight victories for Peace, Love, and War. And this one that went a little bit better for Juice and Coughlin. And they come up short here, though, against Nakamura, Daichi Hashimoto, and Yua Uemura. So they, basically the Lion Mark team, if you will, beat Peace, Love, and War's Juice, Coughlin, and Connors finally lose here with Hashimoto pinning Clark Connors after the vertical drop brainbuster. Damn near even, just slightly better is the Peace, Love, and War team. And then comes House of Torture, which they lose, fortunately for them, as Jay White, Brody King, and Tori Sugiura losing to Uemura, Hashimoto, and Nakamura, as Uemura wins. He beats Sugiura with a double underhook suplex, so what a victory for him. They outperformed him, so the right team wins. In that regard, next trio out is Suzuki-gun, so they might have lost in the co-main, but they got a chance to win the Never Openweight 6-man titles here, as they beat Nakamura, Hashimoto, and Uemura, as Sheena with a T-bone over Uemura. Pretty close. I mean, the right, as far as the right team goes, if Hashimoto, with an 80, it's pretty crazy to think. Hook being really off his game hurt his rating, but overall it was a good little match. A 90 for Blastoff and Suzuki-gun, as Blastoff losing to Suzuki-gun here, as Claudio pinning Takuya Nomura after 20 minutes after with the neutralizer. What a win, though, and what a match. A 90. Very, very surprised by that rating. And then Dragons didn't come in. They beat Suzuki-gun. I mean, again, they're relatively similar ratings, just slightly better, as Dragons did Tamura with the face lock over Hook. So now the team leading the charge is Dragons. Then they get stopped, though, by Bomb Squad. So Ryu Lee, Roosh, and Samurai Del Sol get the win as Roosh pinning Kyle O'Reilly after the Roosh driver. Good win. Hell of a team. That trio team of Bomb Squad, they've had a good run already in the past. And to have one with now Roosh involved is pretty sick. And the next team up, it's LIJ. As LIJ do in fact beat them. A Sombra pinning Samurai Del Sol with the Brilliante driver, a former trio team in their own right. They got outperformed, though. It really wasn't even close, to be honest. That trio team with Del Sol, Roosh, and Ryu Lee is probably one of the best teams you'll see. But a 98 is very, very impressive. 87 for House of Black versus LIJ. And they get the win, too. So that's a bit of an upset. Dante Martin pinning Bushi. Yeah, for sure, definitely an upset. Tyler Black did great, but everybody else, it was just a couple point difference, really. Not a huge upset now that I look at the ratings. An 87, that's a tough break with Dante with a 450, though, so that's a good win for him. And Designers of Perfection, so Sonata losing the Intercontinental title, still the junior heavyweight champions, and Jude London and Paris Day Silva. They're looking to become now Never Openweight 6-man champs, as they outperformed them. They got the win. That was good stuff. It's Sonata with the rounding body press over Swerve. 89, though, for Task Force Death, as John Moxley, Ray Phoenix, and Pentagon Jr. get the win over Designs of Perfection, as Moxley pinning Jude London after the Death Rider. So, tough break for Designs of Perfection. Just can't beat Task Force Death. During Wrestle Kingdom, we saw Pac win, beat Sonata and become the new Intercontinental Champion, and now Moxley beats him here. Then the final trio team, I believe it's the final trio team, before we get to the champions, is Task Force Death. Beat Koji Kamaev, Okada, Francesco Akira, and El Hero del Airbender. It's Ray Phoenix with the Meteora over Francesco Akira. So they've got 2 wins. They've wrestled for about 40 minutes now. And now they have to take on the champions, which they do, in fact, come up short against. Unfortunately for them, they outperformed them. Would have been a fun win, and to have Moxley be double champ potentially, as far as still being the New Japan Strong Openweight Tag Team Champion. So that'd be, he'd be a little bit of a belt collection. Potentially could have been a singles, tag, and 6-man champs if they in fact would have won here tonight, but they don't. As Kenta wins with the Kenta combo into the Psycho knee onto Pentagon Jr. Nice main event, though. That was actually a pretty good show. But afterwards, as they celebrate their victory of the Gauntlet match, they get attacked by a group led by Atsushi Aoyagi, Yuto Nakashima, Ryohei Oiwa, Yu Iizuka, and Takeshi Masada lay out the Never Openweight 6-man champions, and Atsushi Aoki, very much, the bright star of Japanese pro wrestling, as far as the bright young star, was in All Japan here in the save, still only like in his mid-20s, and after they lay him out, simply for Atsushi Aoki gets on the mic and says that the new wave is here, new wave of strong style, as for them, Yuta Nakashima and Ryohei Oiwa, Yu Iizuka, they've been in Japan, they've been in Mexico for the past couple of years. Takeshi Masada has been on excursion in America, and of course, for Atsushi Aoki, he feels that this group of young talent is going to catapult them all into a top-line group in New Japan Pro Wrestling, and that the new wave of strong style is going to be the group of 2027. So a big debut for the new wave of strong style, and actually a really good show. A 99, very, very impressed with that. Back-to-back shows in the National Stadium as well. We made this the longest gauntlet match of all time. Maybe not all time, that's a bit of a stretch, but the longest one that we've had so far in the history of the New Year Dash that we've done this. It started, I believe we counted 15 teams, which is just kind of, just crazy to think about, but a fun gauntlet match. A lot of ebbs and flows, a lot of teams. A couple of teams went on a run, but nothing too crazy. I think the most wins was 2. That seemed to be the kind of magic number. We didn't have one go over 3. Just felt like 3 would have been a little too much. And still the champs, though, are Diamond Gay. But they listened. They battled. John Moxley, Pentagon Jr., and Ray Phoenix, that's for sure. Can't believe this LIJ Bomb Squad match. They just can't seem to get away from each other as far as having great matches. That story was a big part of 2026. Don't think it's going to be a big part of 2027, but Hiromu is the champion, and the eyes are definitely on him. And that will do it, though. For this episode, the Wrestle Kingdom show is in the books. New Year Dash is in the books. And now, going into Fantasticamania, and will be a Fantasticamania under the guidelines and under the services of President Hiroshi Tanahashi. That is going to be a lot of fun. It's a new era of New Japan in a way, and that's going to be a lot of fun to see how that all plays out, and we'll catch you guys next time for that episode. Take care, everyone.